Hey guys, it's Katrina, Alaska's Hurricane here, and earlier today we caught word that tomorrow we're needing to be finished packing everything in the truck, headed over to Kurt's house to, spoiler alert, help get him unstuck because the hill going up to his driveway de-thawed throughout the day and started refreezing, and so the boat is currently stuck on the hill. And so we have to get that unstuck, and then a couple of odds and ends on that completely fully finished. And then after that, by tomorrow night, we will be down in Seward, and the next day, if weather is cooperating, we will be on our way. If not, next week looks completely sunny and looks pretty good for getting us out there. So I know I'm extremely excited. This is the sled that we have to be able to pull all of our lovely belongings over to the cabin that we're going to wind up staying at. It's called the Cabage. We haven't physically been there yet, and so we don't quite know everything that there is to know about it. We know it's not quite finished yet. That's going to be our first project when we do get out there and Kurt shows us around, figuring everything out. And yeah, so that's going to be a very interesting experience, but it is a hike from the beach that we land on over to the Cabage. So this sled, in theory, will help us with that journey, just gliding over the snow while we have our snowshoes on. And right now we're in the middle of the process of getting everything on here and sled it out to the Suburban, put in the Suburban, which will be shown later in the video. And we have a couple of odds and ends that you can't really pack up until the day of, like toothbrush, toothpaste, shower items, and the rest of the kitchen and the kitchen sink, pretty much. So I'm extremely excited about this trip, and I'll catch you up later. Alright, so we are completely packed up, almost all loaded up, except for this monstrosity right here that makes me look like a traveling merchant from a video game. And yeah, pretty much we're ready to hit the road, go get the boat unstuck from Kurt's house, and head down to Seward, and most likely the next day sail off. I can feel a lot of excitement, a little bit of sadness from leaving this place that has served us really well, but we're on to bigger and better. And that kind of happens anytime I wind up moving. I get a little sentimental about the place that I'm leaving, but knowing I'm going and leveling up to the next step. And it feels pretty empty in here, but that's because we're not going to be here anymore. Now it's been a minute since I've tried picking this up, so we're going to see how this works. And yeah. Might not be the best to strictly swing onto my back, but if I get one shoulder on and stand up that way, I can do it as soon as I find the other strap. And now I have achieved traveling merchant status. Last little things, we've already done a sweep of the house to make sure we're not missing anything. Let's see if I can fit this thing through the door. Potentially.
Hey.
Okay, so we are at Kurt's house and looking, there's the boat through the trees, and this is the hill that we are going to need to rescue the boat from and eventually get the boat back down. I have my yak tracks on because they help with traction on the ice, because this right here is extremely slippery and slick. I don't know how he even got the boat up there with what he had in the first place. This is definitely going to be interesting. Right now, Taylor is down there with the Suburban putting chains on the tires. I'll wind up showing you guys that later. Kurt called us last night saying he wound up getting the boat stuck, and that's a little bit apparent now. And so pretty much we are using the neighbor's driveway to get past the boat and to wind up coming back down, hooking onto it somehow, and pulling it the rest of the way up. This is my first time actually seeing the boat in person. It looks like with the mechanism, we drop the wheel down to lift the tongue up to put it on the Suburban, but I don't know how we're gonna get that angle because that is a snowbank right there. And then it looks like the neighbor's driveway comes down this way. I mean, he almost got it up. This is also very interesting seeing the boat for the first time. And this is what we are going to be taking to Seward. Or not to Seward. To Prince William Sound. And this is going to be a very interesting journey to see if we can fit all of our stuff and Kurt's stuff on it. I know walking down this hill, I am thankful to have experienced winter in Alaska last year, and to know if you are going to walk anywhere, you will need yak tracks. Or a lot of people call them ice cleats. It just depends on your preference of speaking in terminology. I prefer yak tracks because it's the type of brand of ice cleat that you can get. But yeah, a lot of times you're going to be walking on sheer ice, and I know if I didn't have yak tracks on, I would honestly probably be slipping and sliding a little bit, especially when I came up on that sheet of ice right there. Oh, geez. I don't know how we're going to get that boat back down. Yeah, without knowing how to get the boat back down, pardon the highway background noise. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get that back down at all. And the wind is blowing here a decent amount. It's not exactly warm. So, yeah, this is gonna be interesting to try to rescue. And we have one chain on. And going to the other side to get the other chain on. Alright, other side is on. And let's hop back in and see about getting up the neighbor's driveway. Yeah. Or this driveway.
No, we're not gonna go up there.
After scoping it out, what do you think?
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake?
Yep.
Okay. You have more experience with this than I do. To the neighbor's driveway. Welcome to driving in Alaska in the wintertime and hills. Oh, and the annoying sound of using chains. Figured out we went up the wrong road that isn't really quite the neighbor's driveway. So now we get to go back down it, figuring out pretty much in a way where to go. We were not expecting to do this today, but when it comes to off-gridding, planning trips like this, and doing things, sometimes the unexpected happens. Or you're doing something that you didn't exactly plan to do. Or that you don't want to do. And when it comes down to that, it's kind of like...
Can you look down here and see the driveway? Do you see one?
I can... Isn't that Kurt's house? The house that's like right there? Well, I mean, there was a house there.
Is that the driveway?
Might be like the neighbor's house. Because I remember the driveway to his goes like straight down and merges into
Is that his? That's the way to go right here.
I think.
What?
I think. Ruby, shush. roll my window down more. Okay, I had to stop filming to figure out the situation there. And now we need to kind of path check because we were just told the neighbor's driveway. The waterfall there. And not really anything more than the neighbor's driveway. And we've only been here one other time. So yeah. This is interesting. So I had to stop filming so that way we could concentrate on what we were actually doing. We got the boat straightened out. We currently have it now hitched up to the Suburban, and that thing that we went down, we gotta either go back up or get turned around in his driveway. But first stressful situation when it comes to going off grid, so it's gonna test ya. Okay, well, here we go, getting the boat. We have a block right there that can hopefully help stop it if it starts to slide, and then that is where we're going. We're attempting to back it down the hill. Yeah, off-gridding test number 1, the boat. Ooh, this makes me nervous. That's why I'm not in the truck. So we decided to back it up into the truck. Finally got it turned around at the bottom of the hill. That right there was way too much stress, and it's still windy. Sun's going down, or well, technically it's already been down. Looks like seems like a storm is starting to blow in. I'm also on the top of the berm and need to find a way down off of it and then go down, give Kurt a call, let him know, stand at the bottom. I know he was trying to get it to the top, but we weren't going to leave it there and let the road get more icy or snowed on, and then us not be able to head out once he does whatever he needs to do on the boat. So, oh, that was way too much stress.